Okay, Coach. Well, with the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the San Francisco 49ers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Let's go, man. Bring it up. Hands up. Lead. Get that quarterback. And all come. Hands up.
This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30. For a pickup of 5.
The tackle made by Mike Hilton. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Right here, right here.
Jackson looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Nick Bosa in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd down and long.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. From the gun, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Matt Breida out of Georgia Southern now in his third year in a 49er uniform. He was tough to keep off the field last year. Very good yards per carry, 5.3 on 153 attempts. Good for over 800 yards rushing. On second down, a run with Breida. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. On first down, here's Breida. And some room to run now. A big play there for the Niners. Give him 42 yards on the ground. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today. A guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
50 wants the mic. 50 wants the mic. Hey, Foxtrot. 50 wants the mic. 50 wants the mic.
To throw on second and 6, Mayfield. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Complete to Marquise Goodwin. An 8-yard pickup. And the 49ers first down.
Hurry!
On first and 10, Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Breida. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Here's Jackson. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Nick Bosa getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
No. Check 50. Hurry.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. D Ford. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. Beckham, the return. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
180.
First down, Mayfield. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Watch the ship, watch the ship. 57, Mike, 57. Here we go, D. Here I come again.
On 2nd down, Mayfield again. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. The Bengals drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Now it's Jackson. They're going to set up the screen here. This is Grant. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Jackson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. D Ford picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Jackson now. And the pressure gets to him again. DeForest Buckner with a sack, the former number 7 overall pick.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now it's Jackson. Got a man open. It's Ross. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
The kick by Bryant is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game and you look at the backgrounds of these kickers? It's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the post.
Alert, 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 alert.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. Space to maneuver at the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Regular.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
You got tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Real. Point it right. Watch out.
Mayfield. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 30.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Now Mayfield lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mayfield. They'll set up a screen for Breida. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in the 2nd week of the blitz coming, and down he goes.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Last year's NFL leader in field goal percentage, Robbie Gould, on for the Niners field goal. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the 2nd quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
He's crashing. He's checking crack.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's good for 28 yards.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. This quarterback now 5 of 6, very accurate since taking over, and he's got his guys a first down. Throwing is Jackson. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13.
Big series right here. We got to step it up. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
To throw is Jackson. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Solomon Thomas, they love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack.
Check 52. Check 3. Check 3. Check 3.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jackson escaping the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
After the field goal now, it's Bullock to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Mayfield. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
Complete to Matt Breida. It's a gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Kill, kill, kill.
Final play of the half, Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, it's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you turn that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half.
Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, 76 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game being on second half no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They will run with Grant. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida. His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This will be taken in at the 1. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Jackson from the shotgun. And an alley to run. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Ready, let me end it. 54. Y'all know, ready.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Go. Check the flag. Check right 54. Right 54. Come on.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. Open man is lost. Complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 45-yard line.
That's another Bengals.
Check. Watch 54.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Jackson on first down. Throw left side, complete to Ross. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. This is Mixon on the draw, and very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Whip. Watch the whip. Go.
Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Antone Exum. The 20, 10, and they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
From the gun, Jackson. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Green last year had the lowest numbers of his career output-wise, 694 yards, 6 touchdowns. But, of course, there was a reason for that. He was battling a toe injury the second half of the season. And, boy, did the Bengals miss his presence. They limped to the finish line, losing 7 of their last 8. They are happy to have him back and healthy.
2nd and 6 at the Niners' 37-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Watch 54. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there now.
Here's Jackson to throw. He's going to loft one deep left. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He's going to rifle one deep left. He's got it at the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That goes for a gain of 31.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. Man open, it's Goodwin. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds, right around the 7. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a toss play. It's Breida. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They run again with Breida. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with fourth down, forthcoming. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. They run for it with Breida, and he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They only get a hard-fought yard, but that's all they needed. It pays off the decision to go for it, first and goal. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a second and goal.
Three bucks. Check safety. Shoot. Hey, switch gears. Hey, 133. Safety creep. I got it.
They run with Breida. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right? The hot feet in this situation. And he knows how to find the end zone. That time, he just didn't get there.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
Now from back at the 9 after that last play, this is 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot.
Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. Bryant tacks on the extra point, so still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick, and that'll cut the lead down now to 22. And the 49er hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all, and if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
This is Breida, and an alley to run. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
A gain of 27 on the play. First down, San Francisco.
Mayfield throwing quickly out to Beckham. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 12-yard line.
180! All day, baby, all day. Check 43.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
From the gun, Mayfield. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. On 2nd and goal, Mayfield. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. 2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here.
I hope you brought your legs, because I'm about to take you to school. So, Mike 51. King. Ain't no such thing as a look.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
So it looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal.
Hey, you got 3 down.
Now Mayfield on 4th down. Flushed out right. And it is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Bengals will get the football back. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th. But they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And an alley to run. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, they're going to set up the screen here. This is Grant. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. What a throw right there for the 1st down. He has taken some real punishment in this game, but still standing in the pocket completing that one.
He's a flat-out warrior. There's no question about that. How about him stepping up into the teeth of the rush and delivering there for that big strike and that big pickup?
Mike 54. Mike 54. Not today.
Now Jackson on 1st down. Being chased out left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Solomon Thomas able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw on second down. Jackson. Green brings it in. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A.J. Green, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. And the 49er hands team does its job. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Hey, watch it. Pistol. Tight dog. Showing it.
Breida, he'll try the right side. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. He's got the first down here inside the 30. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They'll toss it to Breida. And across the chalk into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just went.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross. His 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback.
Now Jackson operating from the gun. That's caught at the 1. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And the 49er hands team does its job. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that...
Now Mayfield lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
Well, I'm guessing that on the sidelines there might be a few words said about that mistake there, but I don't think it's going to hurt them in the long run. They're still going to get out of here with a win.
Yeah, they got the two-score cushion, but you know what coaches say, Charles? Finish strong.
Finish the game out the way it's supposed to be played. In fact, coaches might be secretly happy. Gives them a chance to do a little extra coaching next week.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now it's Breida.
All right, just go ahead and say it with me. That was
a mistake.
Yeah,
sure.
Without a doubt. Because at some point, put your foot in the ground, get upfield, and get down protecting the ball. Don't go out of bounds, because when you go out of bounds, you're really just helping the defense.
Yeah, not to be too hyperbolic, but it's like giving the D an extra timeout, isn't it?
It certainly is. Gives them a chance to regroup, and it means you have to snap the ball an additional time, which always means the possibility of a mistake.
He finds Beckham complete, and he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Throwing, Mayfield, and that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Sean Williams there defensively to break that one up.
It's now 2nd and 10.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Running out of the gun here, Breida. 22 yards there, a first down.
A gain of 22 yards. First down, San Francisco.
Check right. Tighten up.
Once again, they run with Breida on first down. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game.